Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Koki of the Seahawk Recap Show, and welcome to this Week 15 matchup game recap of Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. How are we all feeling after that really close win versus the Indianapolis Colts? Man, I was not able to actually watch this game is in its entirety. I didn't get to watch a single second. So this game recap will be a little different from my perspective. We won't have Ryan's focus players, but I hope that this little bit of a weird, quirky video will help you guys understand my feelings about this. Anyways, before I ramble on too much more in the intro, let's get to recapping this week 15 matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts. If you guys like this video, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know if I'm doing a good job on these game recaps or not. And if you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel so you don't only not miss out on any Seahawks future content from me, but also I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be greatly appreciated if you could help me out with that. To the game summary, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks for a second because they were the home team at Lumen Field. They had a total of 314 yards today, 264 yards passing, 50 yards rushing, 5.3 yards per play average, had 15 first downs. They went 2 for 13 on third down, went 1 for 1 on fourth down. They had 59 total plays, 1 sack allowed, 4 punts, 5 penalties for 34 yards given up, 0 fumbles lost, no interceptions thrown, and the Seahawks ended off the day with 28 minutes and 55 seconds of possession time. For the Indianapolis Colts, they had a total of 118 total yards, 97 yards rushing. They averaged 3.7 yards per play. They had 14 first downs. They went 5 for 13 on third down. Didn't go for it on fourth down. Had 58 total plays, 1 sack allowed, 5 punts, 3 penalties for 14 yards given up, 0 fumbles lost, and the 1 interception thrown. I saw this on social media. Kobe Bryant picking off this ball off of a tip drill to end this game. Great to see from Kobe Bryant. Love him as a safety. But the Indianapolis Colts ended off the day with 31 minutes and 5 seconds of possession time. And I'm going to say that looking at this score, looking at the box score, looking at how this game seemed to have played out, I was not able to watch this game, but I was able to look at some of the accounts I follow on social media about some of the play-by-play, and it looked like it was just a field goal fest, to be honest. But let's talk about the stats for a minute. Sam Darnold, 22 for 36, 171 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions, the 1 sack. And here's where things get a little iffy. I'm looking at this, and as a person that was looking at the stats, I'm looking at this and going, oh, he had almost a 300-yard passing game. That looks to be half decent from Sam Darnold. The big thing that I was looking at in this game in terms of play-by-play is that a lot of what Sam Darnold did was in the second half. When the Seahawks were down, they had to make a miraculous comeback because I believe they were down 13-6 at halftime. And when I saw that on my phone at work, I was like, no way are they losing to 44-year-old Philip Rivers. And then I hear that Sam Darnold leads the team down in the fourth quarter to kick a game-winning field goal, basically, from Jason Myers. And that's how they got the majority of their points. So I think Sam Darnold had a decent day. I think based off of the numbers and based off of nothing else, I think he had an okay day in this one. obviously there is some issues with the offense, considering he didn't throw a single touchdown. He didn't throw a pick, didn't throw a touchdown, but they get the win. Again, like I've said all season, Sam Darnold is a game manager. He can manage the game really well when he needs to. And that this kind of stat line just showed me that he might have been doing that. When you get to the run game, you got Zach Charbonnet leading the way with 8 carries, 31 yards, 3.9 yards average, no touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, 9 carries, 17 yards, 1.9 average, no touchdowns. That's a bit of a problem. That is a big red flag for me, because this Seahawks team all year has been a run first style offense. If you can't get the run game going because of whatever it might be, bad offensive line play, or just the Colts defensive front being a lot more stout against the run, whatever that case may be, that's a little bit of a problem. I saw Seahawks fans getting on the case of Clint Kubiak and his poor play calling. I can't get on to that because I was not able to watch this game. But I will say that Clint Kubiak does have a tendency sometimes to muff up some plays. He's had that tendency for a little bit now, and it's showing a little bit more. But hopefully the Seahawks run game can get going against the Rams next week. Not much to say here. And as we get to the receiving, Jackson Smith-Njigba, man, who else would lead this team in receiving right now? 7 receptions, 113 yards, averaged 16.1 yards per reception, had a 39-yard long pass. And ultimately, I know what people are going to say. I saw this as well. The missed PI call on, I believe it was in the fourth quarter or the third quarter, where a Colts DB was all over Jackson Smith-Njigba. He didn't get a call. Refs miss calls, man. They miss blatant calls. We all know this. We're NFL fans. We're used to blatantly bad officiating. So I'm not going to comment any much more on that. I am annoyed that I saw that and there was no PI call, but it is what it is. They're going to miss calls. They're going to miss blatant calls that I think everyone should in the NFL be held accountable for, but it is what it is. As we look at who else had a good game in this group, it was Rashid Shaheed, 5 receptions, 74 yards, 14.8 yards per reception, the 27-yard long, and we got Cooper Kupp, 5 receptions, 46 yards, 9.2. So it looks like the run game wasn't going, but the passing game was being utilized a lot more. And I don't know if that's a testament to how good this Colts defense is at stopping the run, but it looks like, from what I can see here, that they had a decent game passing. So good to see that. Just wish there was, touchdowns on the board instead of having Jason Myers have to play his bag off and get all 18 points for this Seahawks team. But I digress. As we look at the defense, the 1 sack goes to Nicky Memori, 6 solo tackles, 1 assisted. He seemed to have a great game, along with Ernest Jones, probably helping in at the line with Jonathan Taylor, who is one of the most explosive running backs in the league, the best running back in the league at this point in the year. And we've also got to talk about Kobe Bryant. Again, his game-sealing interception off the tipped ball, 4 seconds left in the fourth, and he picks that ball off, sealed the game. Love me some Kobe Bryant. He has been a mainstay for this team for multiple years now at safety. And, man, I just love the way that Kobe Bryant plays. He plays with such intensity, such swagger, and there's a reason why he is a Seattle Seahawk. And before we end off this segment for the Seahawks, we're going to get into Jason Myers. This is the second time this season that I have mentioned the special teams for 2 weeks. Man, Jason Myers, I love you. 6 for 6 on field goals, scoring all 18 points. That's a scary thing. That's a scary thing for us Seahawks fans, is seeing that our special teams has to bail us out a lot, and they've had to bail us out a couple times this season. But Jason Myers does not get enough credit. I believe that's a franchise record for him, kicking the 6 field goals and making the 6 field goals. I believe that is a Seahawks franchise record. So great to see him continue to have a miraculous season. He is one of the most reliable kickers in the league for us, and he kicks that 56-yard long for a dagger and trying to salt this game away. So great game from Jason Myers. As we get to the Colts, I am so annoyed that I didn't get to watch this game because I didn't get to watch 44-year-old Philip Rivers. 18 for 27, 120 yards passing, 1 touchdown, interceptions. I believe that touchdown was to Josh Downs. I did see that clip floating around social media, and I also did see him, Philip Rivers, he did kind of sort of scramble and lose his footing. So I did see that. You know what? I'm not going to talk any kind of smack on Philip Rivers, man. I think this is a miraculous story. I think this is a miraculous story because this guy, remember, he didn't play. He hasn't played in 5 years. 2020, I believe. No, 2021, I believe, was his last game in the NFL. Takes a 5-year break, retires, comes into the game on 5 days' notice, and he comes out and puts up 120 yards and a touchdown. Again, game-sealing interception, that is for sure. But again, he hasn't played for 5 years. His mechanics are going to be completely out of whack. And also, he's 44 years old. He is a grandfather. I'm not going to indict him for that. I think Philip Rivers, even though I didn't get to watch you play, man, this week, I hope you come in next week and win whoever you're facing up against next in week 16, because this has been a really interesting season, and you guys as a Colts team, I think, should be in the playoffs. As we get to the rushing numbers, we get to Jonathan Taylor. Who else? 25 carries, 87 yards, 3.5 yards average. This is a testament. This Seahawks defense is legit. They are one of the best run stuffing teams in the NFL this season, and this Seahawks defense is going to carry us into the playoffs. This is why I think the Seahawks can do major damage against playoff teams, because Jonathan Taylor has been running people show all season long. Told Jonathan Taylor, with the season that he's had, to under 100 yards is amazing. And 25 carries. Him only averaging 3.5 yards a carry is a miraculous feat. So great game from Jonathan Taylor. I think he is the Colts. He is the Colts offense. He is an amazing player. And of course, they're gonna lean on him because, again, they don't have a quarterback. Like, Philip Rivers is a literal band-aid. He's an emergency QB. So Jonathan Taylor, man, keep having the season you're having. I think you're an amazing player. And I honestly wish you were on the Seahawks, because I would love to see what you do behind this offensive line. As we get to the receivers, we look at the running back, Amir Abdullah, leading the team in receptions and yards at 5 receptions for 32 yards, 6.4 yards averaged, 0 touchdowns. The touchdown obviously goes to Josh Downs, rather. And we look at that, and I was curious because as I'm watching the play-by-play on my phone, I'm looking at the visualizer and seeing what Philip Rivers is doing on the offensive drives when I can. And he's throwing 14-yard passes. He's not throwing deep down the field. I kind of expect that. And these kind of stats just show that Philip Rivers probably can't throw it down the field as much as he probably can, at his age. As we get to the Colts defense, we got some big names here, but I want to talk about middle linebacker Zaire Franklin, man. He is a beast. I love Zaire Franklin. I think he is a very good player, Zaire Franklin. I think he's a very great player. I think he's a very underrated player in terms of his linebacker ability. He is a guy that is smart, and he's probably a guy that makes this Colts defense look like it does, with him probably calling the defensive signals, I would believe, for this team. Nick Cross, also honorable mention, 4 solo tackles, 3 assisted, forced a fumble. Don't know who he forced it on. Maybe somebody in the comments can enlighten me, but he did force a fumble, so that's also a documented thing for him. And who got the sack here? Who got the sack here? It was Latu Latu. So Latu is a younger guy. He's a first round pick, I believe, a couple of drafts back, and he's an edge rusher. We all know about Latu Latu. I think he is an amazing player and has a very bright future on this Colts D line, who's filled with dogs, might I add. So a good game from him. And we've also got to shout out Blake Groupie. 3 for 3, 60-yard long. That is, I saw that. I saw that as a highlight as well as a clip. And as I'm watching the game highlights as well before I recorded this video, and it's insane to see a 60-yarder. That's no small feat. So good from him. For my final thoughts, man, the Seahawks are lucky that the Colts didn't have Daniel Jones or a suitable quarterback that's not 44. Um, Great win. Happy with the win. 11-3 on the year for the Seahawks. But good God, as Seahawks fans, we are used to heart attack games. We call them heart attack games because this was our heart attack game this year. This is a game that we should have lost, and we won it off the brilliance of a final drive from Sam Darnold to get us into range for a 56-yard field goal that Jason Myers then bails us out from. And then Kobe Bryant obviously gets a pick to seal away the game. Guys, for the love of Pete, happy to see that Mike McDonald is 5-0 against AFC teams in his career. Please, this was a trap game that we survived. We won. Great. But can we please get a touchdown? Can we please get a touchdown? Clint Kubiak, I need to figure out what you're doing, because for some reason, over the last couple of weeks, you have not been able to get this team back to the level where they're scoring exorbitant amounts of points in the first half, and they're having to come back and win games in the second half, relying on many first halftime adjustments for them to win this. So again, happy with the win. Still believe in this team. I think they're an amazing, amazing team. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. But God, please score a touchdown against the Rams. Please show up for the Rams game, because that's on Thursday Night Football. That's a divisional rival. And also, don't forget, you're facing for the NFC West divisional lead and probably first seed in the NFC. This is a game next week that you have to win. Great to see from the Seahawks. Just please be better, because if I watch this game on Thursday and I see you putting in this type of performance where the only type of points you can get is from Jason Myers, God bless him, I'm going to be irate, and I'm not going to be a happy man. So for the Colts, man, oh man, are you guys an amazing team this year. Nobody thought with Daniel Jones that you would be anything at all. Like, I didn't. I didn't expect you guys to be 8-6 right now. I had no idea. I was not familiar with your game. Jim Irsay's passing obviously has had an effect on this team, but the work his daughters have done for this Colts franchise, you guys look You guys look amazing. I got to give you your flowers. You guys could have won this game. I think if anybody was healthy, other than Philip Rivers, like because I know that Anthony Richardson's on IR. Daniel Jones is now torn his ACL and he was dealing with a broken fibula. I know that Ryan Leonard, I believe is his name, was dealing with a knee injury. He's a rookie. And so you have to bring in emergency QB in Philip Rivers, who's 44, hasn't played in 5 years, yada yada yada. That's an insane feat to almost beat one of the best teams in the NFC with a 44-year-old. Like, good God. Again, gonna drop my hat to Jonathan Taylor. I think his season this year has been amazing. There's a reason why he's one of the best running backs in the league this year. Actually no, he is the best running back in the league this year, bar none. Just on stats wise, but also his ability. He's an amazing player. So, anyways, hope you guys can bounce back. And honestly, I want to see you guys in the playoffs. Yeah, I definitely want to see you guys in a wild card spot because I think that would be amazing to watch because your defense and your this team this year has been really good, and I think they deserve a playoff berth. But anyways, guys, that is it for this Seahawk game recap of Week 15, Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this win? Because man, I'm happy, but I'm just a little apprehensive. They need to improve. They need to improve for next week's game against the LA Rams. Let's hope they do so. A win is a win. The Hawks go, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day.